Folks, hello. This isn't Tavern Chat. This isn't the vlog of many things. It's not the random party. It's not, and it's not live, but it could be live. I got a guest. Yeah, I know it's confusing. I'm confused too, Don. Don't give me that. Don't give me that look. And I'm in the Poconos, so it's a real confusing situation.
I'm not.
I know. So, Don, there's been an interesting situation going on right now. Is that a good way to? Is that a good way for me to phrase it?
Drama.
Drama. Yes. And listen, the person in question that is the drama aspect. Apparently, my experience likes drama. But at least, I mean, this one I think should be easy to clear up. Maybe, sort of.
I think it's very easy to clear up. I just think that people need to. I mean, it's not. We shouldn't be making a video right now. But it'll come out. We have to.
Right. So, why don't you tell folks why we're here? Because we're gonna.
Okay.
By the way, folks, 8:00 tonight. We're gonna be back. There'll be more.
More.
No holds barred.
Screen grabs. I mean, I may even break out the video and recorded audio conversations. Depends on how the night goes.
We may even have a special guest.
Maybe 2 special guests.
Oh my!
We'll have to see how that goes.
We'll see how crowded this. If we get to tell you right now, your 3 regulars are going to be the youngest on the screen. Okay, by far.
Yes, we will be.
If we have special guests, they are of an older generation. I'll leave that hint.
All right. I'll keep this as brief and simple as possible. Okay. I'm going to preface this with a very simple statement. That is, I'm not mad at anybody here. Okay. People are upset at me, and I don't think there's any reason for anybody to be upset. But basically what's going on here is this, back a few months ago, probably 6 or 8 months ago, when we first scheduled WizardCon for 2025, right. We had scheduled for a certain weekend, and we got a call from the venue, and the venue said, "Hey, Don, Tina, my wife, can you guys come on out to the venue? We got a problem." And I was like, "Oh, geez, we thought Voldemort was at it again."
Right.
So we drove out there. We sat down. They said, "We have a major issue here, and that is, are you aware that your convention is on Easter weekend?"
What?
Dumbass. They got a DA stamp on my forehead.
But the thing is, Easter changes every year.
Every year. Like in 2026, it's April 5th.
Right. You never know what
Yeah. So the only thing we know that Easter is not on the last weekend. It never falls on the last weekend in April for some reason. So what we did is we said, what do we do? We got a problem. We got people lined up and all that. And he said, we have other scheduling conflicts. You can't do it the weekend before because there's a wedding that's happening. How about the weekend after? I said, you know what? I'm going to make a command decision here. Weekend after, we'll do it. So right. I got my happy butt home, and I messaged all of the people coming to WizardCon. I believe I even messaged you. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, we got a problem. Easter falls on this, so we're going to do it the following weekend. And out of everybody that was supportive of it, I got a message back from Heidi Gygax. And Heidi basically said, hey, Don, we got a problem. I'm like, what? She said, me and Eric already committed to going to DaveCon. And I was like, oh, no problem. I get it. She said, so we can't come to WizardCon. We're going to be going to DaveCon. I said, you know what? Not a big deal. Think about me in 2026. Enjoy DaveCon. I even looked at my PM to her. I said, I ended it with DaveCon is an awesome game convention. She said, we look forward to it. That was it. Okay? So life moves on, and about a week ago, Heidi out of the blue messages me and just says, hey, Don, got a question for you. Is it possible for us to still come to WizardCon? And I said, well, yeah, but I thought you were going to DaveCon. And she said, well, we got a problem. The little girl's birthday falls on Sunday. Logistics issue, getting back in time to get, I guess WizardCon is like 2 hours or an hour and a half closer than DaveCon is to them. And she said, we have a birthday party planned that night, yada, yada, yada. So we're going to have to cancel at DaveCon, but we still have to go to a convention. Is it still possible? With no nefarious intentions, no bad thoughts, no nothing. I said, did you notify Victor? And she said, yep, everything's fine. I said, fine, then sure, come on over, So I was going to wait a few days to see, about how this all pans out in case something changed the last mind and everything. And then out of the blue last night, I get a message from Victor, very brief, that basically just said, hey, and I shared the message with you. I'll be very open and honest because I asked your advice. This is concerning. He basically said to me that he felt that maybe I was taking his guests from him. And my response was, listen, don't get me involved in drama. I'm not poaching or stealing anyone's guest. Just don't. Well, then he sends me a very long message this morning, and he openly accuses me of stealing Heidi and Eric Gygax Garland from DaveCon. And I guess the reason I'm doing this video is because I'm hearing now from other people that he's messaged other people. And I'm just going to clear the air here. This is patently false. I never, and I know Heidi, I talked to Heidi today on the phone, Heidi and Eric both. And I asked them, did I steal you? And they're like, no, we talked to Eric. We talked to Victor. We thought everything was fine. So I don't know really how I'm stealing anyone's guest. I would never do that. I mean, never.
I mean, listen, they actually had told you initially that they couldn't go to your con.
Yeah.
And now, if they come back and say, "Hey, can we go to your con?" That's not poaching. You didn't go out there. You're not going to
initiating it.
They're initiating it. It's not you.
Yeah, and the thing is, and you know this, I have been very publicly supportive of DaveCon. I've never bashed it. In fact, Victor has come into the Vlog of Many Things chats many times, and we've kind of bantered back and forth about it. I have very purposely, because keep in mind, when I first invited Heidi and Eric, Victor had not published his invite list yet, so I had no idea who was coming or not. And since he posted it, I have made a very good point in making sure I do not reach out to people that Victor has went ahead and invited, because that would be wrong for me to do.
Right.
And I guess the silliness of this, and the thing about this is that, he's making this out like, well, you didn't check with me, because he also said that I overscheduled my event on his event, and he implied it was on purpose. No, I don't go and look at every convention made,
Well, there's so many of them anyway.
Yeah, and the question I'd have for Victor, if he's looking at this video, which he probably will watch it, is when you scheduled DaveCon, did you reach out to every single other convention and make sure that they're not scheduling, that you're not posting on their toes? No, you set a date and you moved with that date like you should.
Right.
So I don't know what Victor's issue is, but anyone gets messages from Victor saying I poached their guest, that's just patently false. I'd never do that.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but I'm looking forward to tonight, because I expect it's going to be a lively live stream.
The thing is, I'm not trying to be mean or vindictive here. Lord knows we need less drama in the gaming community right now. But the thing is if Victor's going to go to other people and tell other people that WizardCon is trying to move on their guests, that's not true, and I would never do that. Right. Yes, me and Victor had a joint project because he invoked the project of Cutthroat and Thieves. Yes.
Well, time out. I know a history of this project. Mm-hmm. And for Victor to invoke this project is like staring in the mirror and going, Candyman, 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 and then being surprised when your throat gets slit. I mean, it's just... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And publicly, the only thing I've ever said is, yes, me, because I've been asked by more than one vlogger, and I'm not talking about you or Tom, I'm talking about other vloggers, hey, did something happen between you two? And my post response has always been, Victor had a different vision for Cutthroats and Thieves than I did, and we amicably split up. That's what I've always said. And his comment in the PM, that's why I'm doing this video, of does he need to go public with this info? I'll say it right blunt, is that, if Victor wants to go public about anything, I guess he can. But if I have to, I will post videos of our video meetings and our phone calls. If I got to be that way, I'll be that way, because I'm not letting anyone lie about me. My basis for the split with Victor.
Yes.
Okay. I have been with you very open and honest about it. And everything I've ever said to you, I've always posted the receipts to you, because I don't believe in just yap. I think if you're going to say something, back it up. And I'll publicly say this about Cutthroats and Thieves. Me and Victor split up, yes. But Victor, the split up with Cutthroats and Thieves was Victor splitting up with me. I'll give him that. If Victor wants to go into the reasons for such, I am happy to do so, but I don't think that type of stuff is necessary to be posting.
Folks, just a little. I've known what was going on with this for a while now. Certain people won't be put in a good light if they decide to step in. It's like stepping in a bag of shit.
Yeah.
And it's one that you put in front of yourself, you light it on fire, and then you step in it. I don't understand why he would.
And I don't either, because the funny thing was, even after our breakup, which publicly was amicable, but behind the scenes was not, I'll just put it that way, even though I felt I was wronged, and for the record, I know Victor felt he was, I still, at the end of that breakup, sent Victor 3 emails. Each one pretty much mirrored the same. Look, I don't want to badmouth C&T. I don't want to badmouth Angry Dwarf Games or you publicly. Let's keep this amicable. Now, do you want my help? Even though I felt I was wrong, I was still, because my integrity and my honor dictates that I need to do this. I even offered to him to take all of the Wizard Tower Games logos off the game and add his stuff to it, which he accepted, and I did that. So I, even after I felt wasn't amicable, I still was willing to do all that design work for him for free, because it was just the right thing to do to end the project, not on a negative thing, because I know he's under a timeline and he wanted to get the games on order. So if Victor wants to call me a liar about that, I'm happy to show the emails. I mean, I was very nice to him. And since then, I've been publicly nice to him. So, Victor, if you're watching this, come on, man. Let's not do this, man. Let's keep it nice. I'll be positive about DaveCon. You be positive about WizardCon, but nobody's ever poached any of your guests. Never. I would never do that to him. I'll say it again. Horrible thing to do.
Yeah. Not. I hate to say it's one of those times I'm actually speechless, because I can't figure out the reasoning behind this.
I don't either.
I do know that DaveCon has been, what's the word? It's been in the, not really in the news, but it's been talked about recently, because it made the announcement that there'll be no Adventurers League at DaveCon.
Yes, and
by the way, folks, the secret, and it's not really a secret, is there has never been any Adventurers League at DaveCon.
And for those of you who do not know what Adventurers League is, just put it this way. If you want to bring Adventurers League into your convention, you pretty much have to make a convention for Adventurers League, because it's very structured. It's a multi-day thing. They have rules. It's sort of like a Magic tournament, but bigger.
Yeah,
more involved
within a convention.
Yeah, so it is something that for something like Gen Con, they could dictate 1,000 square feet of the convention space to Adventure League without a blink. For someone like me, and like I said, I've never been to DaveCon. I don't know how big they are strategically and logistically building wise, but WizardCon is pretty big, and it would take up our primary game space, I would think, to do an Adventures League.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, he says that when he started his first post, he said that he's severing his relationship with Wizards of the Coast. I don't know if he had a relationship with them. I know we didn't, but maybe he did. I'll just leave it at that. But publicly, I was very against it. I said in my post publicly to him, I said, look, I think if you're going to not allow a certain game, and I wasn't really centering Adventures League, I was thinking more broadly. Right. It's a game convention. Games should be allowed to be played. And people disagreed with me. I didn't respond to them. They're allowed to disagree with me.
No, I got you. I mean, I think if North Texas, their deal is essentially it's got to be an out of print game, which means you can run 5th edition 2014, but
Yeah.
2024 would not be, or it has to be an old school Renaissance game.
Yeah, because they're very structured. Mike is very structured about his game convention. They're very well organized. And they have, like you said, it's a very, very simple path that they follow with their gaming. Whereas WizardCon, I'll break this. If you want to bring your Monopoly board and say, I need a table space, set it up, baby. We'll get you hooked up with some table space, play some Monopoly. It's a game convention, tabletop and otherwise. I mean, I gotta admit, Monopoly would not be something I'd play if I went to a game con.
I haven't played it, not counting short sessions with my niece. Last game I played was well over 20 years ago, and it didn't end well. And we were all adults.
It never ends well with adults either. Monopoly is
playing to win.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, just like we've had people like Heidi and Eric did go on a phone conference with me last week, and they showed me how to fix the problems with tabletop events, which I'm doing this weekend. Basically, what's going on with tabletop events and WizardCon is a lot of the events that people are signing up for are not showing up, and we're filling up. And I had the way that tabletop events is not a friendly website to deal with. Sorry, tabletop, you're not. But the way I had assigning each table to a room and such, I did it wrong. So they walked through with me. They're very nice, showed me how to do it, and it's going to take me a while because I got to add every single table now to the convention. So I'm doing that this weekend. So by the end of the weekend, tabletop events will be fixed. But we have a group of Risk players coming. They're a big Risk club, and they want to bring Risk and play the various games of Risk at the convention. More power to you.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what it's all for. It's all for tabletop, D&D, Risk, GURPS. You want to play, tabletop warfare. Go right ahead. Bring it along. We'd love to have it. And for a note, if we ever have a game convention and Victor Dorso does not have something scheduled that weekend, I would welcome Victor at the convention. I'm not out to play politics or me versus him. Victor can be a really nice guy when he wants to be, but Victor is definitely mislabeling this and is wrong if he's bringing other people into this. And Victor, from me to you, I'm being dead serious here. Look, man, I'm not your enemy here. I'll be happy to support DaveCon and help you out as much as I can as another convention or as a game company, but it's just not cool for you to do this because I don't think that I deserve it, and I would certainly not do it to you. So hopefully this stops now.
Good. All right. Well, folks, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, that means about 7 Central, 5 Pacific. There'll be a live stream on this channel, on Don's channel, on the Tabletop Taproom channel. We all stream it.
Yep.
Possibility of 1 or 2 special guests, but we'll have more on this. Let's see how this shakes out.
Yeah, and we'll be able to have people be able to chat. People in the chat will be able to offer their comments, their questions. I'm an open book. I'm happy to answer anything that anybody wants. And if anyone ever, and I just say this openly, if anyone in that chat says, hey, Don, I think you're BSing a little bit, I'll be happy to say, Eric, you take over chat for a moment, let me grab it, and I'll be happy to grab the appropriate information, and we'll screenshot it for everybody to see, because I'm an open book. I'm not BSing anybody. Don't need to. Come on.
8 o'clock
Games, man.
Eastern time, folks. Join us.
We'll be there.
Don, thank you so much.
No problem.
Folks, as always, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll this dice, rolling well. I'll see hopefully all of you and more tonight at 8 p.m.